righty. Hello there. How are you, Taja? Hello there, Taravia. God bless you, Kendra. How are you all doing? Thank you for joining us. We are going to talk about the impact of a narcissist, what they have on you, the influence of a narcissist. Many of you have went through this and you have experienced the narcissist, you've been affected by the narcissist, you've been impacted by the narcissist. Good evening, MMXW. How are you? Thank you for joining us on this evening. Tanya, it's good morning where you are. What time is it, Tanya, where you are? Good morning, Cluster Be Free. Karen, God bless you. What time is it where you are, Tanya? It is almost midnight here in the great metropolis of Seattle. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us on today. Blessings to you, MMXW. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to talk about the impact of the narcissist, the influence that the narcissists have on you. Can you hear me all right, everybody? It's 8:30 a.m. Oh, Tanya, where are you? Where are you? What part of the world are you in? God bless you. What part of the world are you in? That's my little kitty cat, guys. Azariah. Now, a narcissist is tremendous. They require a lot of energy, no matter what part of the relationship you in. When you get out of it, it's energy in just trying to stay away from them. MXW said, I don't think a day goes by that I don't feel affected by the narcissist, being that it is both of my parents and many family members. So MXW, when you got two narcissists in your family, did you notice the strength of one and the weakness of the other? And who was the stronghold in your family? It was probably your dad was the dominant factor. You were under two narcissists. Oh my God. Thank God for the grace of God to get free and to get out. Do you find that you have to stay no contact, that things does not change, MMSW? And those of you who have been affected by a narcissist, Germany. All right, Tanya Riggs, all the way in Germany. Thank you for joining us on this morning. Thank you for taking your time out. Tanya, are you familiar with the relationships that we're talking about where you were deeply affected? MMXW says there ain't a day she don't even think about it because both of her parents were narcissists. And it's something like when you feel like you pin between two narcissists trying to make right choices. She said, I noticed that he was draining my energy to the point that my complexion was getting darker. My God. She said, my father is the dominator and my mother is more devious. Wow. Yes. Isn't that something? Can you imagine growing up with two narcissists as a child with no decision making process, trying to please those that you think love you, but the way they love you is awkward. You can't put your hand on it. MNXW, when did you know you was dealing with narcissistic parents? When did you know that they were narcissists? Tanya, you say yes. Tanya, you want to tell us how is it that you were dealing with them? She said, they almost ruined me. I can imagine with both of them. And how did you escape? Did you grow up all your life with the narcissist and you escaped when you got older, or did you have a rescue? Because that can be just almost terrible. And MMXW said in 2018, after realizing I was with a narcissist. Wow, that was wake up. She said, I never knew until I was on my own. What brought you, Teravia, into the realization where you said, no, this is crazy? And you can begin to identify that this person is a narcissist. What traits was activated where you say, no, this is crazy? Okay, Karen, we got some trolls on here. There you go. Where you said, look, this is never going to work. And you know, was it change? Were that information, were you educated through different forums, or how did you put this together that they were narcissists and you knew you had to get out? You know what, MMXW, 2018 is not a long time ago that you realized. So you were on your own when you realized that, wait a minute, I am dealing with narcissists, and you realized that it wasn't going to change. Teravia said, it was with my ex that I kept saying, he reminded me of my mother and the way he acts. And that's when I met you. Wow. That's good, because you were well informed. And then Kendra said, I didn't know until I discovered my husband was a narcissist. Afterwards, she said that I started noticing the same tendency in my mother. Wow. MMXW said, basically realizing that they all wanted a slave. Whoa. Tanya said, I asked Google, my husband is always the victim. Wow. And see that especially the covert. The covert is always the victim. It's always, if you're in a situation, the situation they in is worse than yours. And then they blame you for everything that they go through. It is your fault. If you hadn't said this, if you hadn't done this, if you hadn't called that person, I would never be in this situation. MMXW said, I went to YouTube, and then it all made sense. My parents are pretty evil, and I knew from young that that wasn't normal. Wow. Good. Ernestine saying good evening to everyone. Thank you so much, Ernestine, for joining us. How did you feel once you came into the knowledge that my parents are actually narcissists? And MMW, how did you leave? How did you deal with that? Because it's very difficult to deal with parents because you feel obligated. You feel like you need to help them every way you can. You feel like you don't need to leave them. And you almost feel that you are dishonoring them when you need to survive. How did you deal with that? Hello, Edith. How are you? Thank you for joining us. We got a good start. I mean, they are really talking about this. She said, I'm from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. You should visit. It is truly beautiful country if you approve. Okay. You know, this is really awakening moment. Like MMXW said, wow. I went on YouTube and I realized this is really crazy. And like Teravia said, I was on my own when I realized that this man is acting like my mother. And then you realize my mom is a narcissist. Hello there, Nefty. MMXW said, thankfully, both are financially well off. So I never had to help them in that area. That's really good. Taravia said, I think it's been 4 to 5 years now. Are you just like MMXW? She said, there's not a day that I go by and I don't think of them. It's very difficult because it's your parents and they're supposed to take care of you. They're supposed to love you. They're supposed to protect you. You're supposed to be connected with them, and there's no connection. And then you have to get away from them because they are the ones that are hurting you. Edith said, my entire family is narc. My sister passed, and I'm not going home. Wow. That is okay. Nifty said, God bless you, woman of God. Love you. Love you too, Nifty. Isn't that amazing? It is so bad that when her sister passed, she can't even go home. There's not peace enough to go and enjoy a funeral. Wow. So, Edith, what do you think would be the devastation to go back? Do you think going back would break a no contact if you were to go back? Do you think going back would break a no contact? And how long have you had the no contact order? She said, I grew up extremely depressed and I had to go no contact. One motivator said, we all mourn in our own way. Ernestine said, this is a good topic. Oh, yeah. When you're dealing with a narcissist, you got to make up in your mind to live. And you live against all emotional odds, emotional abuse, emotional stresses, devastation, lies, gaslighting, blaming, uh, depravity of different things, and constantly being devalued. And the longer you stay, you start to get those narcissistic fleas. You start to convince yourself it possibly that they may be right. She said, it will be ugly. They don't really want me there. Oh, then I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go. You know, it just may be that you have to know that your sister died, but for your own mental peace, you cannot go there. For your own mental peace. Karen said, yep. Please hit the like button. All right. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe to this channel. The narcissist is constantly influencing and impacting your life because they feel like they have to dominate. They feel like they have to take responsibility. They feel like they have to control. A narcissist never want to be without control, and they're never going to let you control. Either say, yep, I realize that. I am finding out that what's my relationship with toxic people or with a narcissist. Yeah, it can be intensified. And sometimes it is so hard to tell the toxic people away from the narcissist because there's some of the same traits they have. But not everybody is a narcissist. One thing you can depend on a narcissist, they're grandiose, they have no compassion, they're constantly trying to control the element, they're dominators. MMXW also noticed that he's more independent. I also noticed that the more independent I became, the more the abuse intensified. And when they started making up stories, gaslighting about me, that's when I knew I had to let them go forever. Wow. So how long has it been since you've really been away from them, MMXW? Tavia says, excuse me. I meant most of my relationships with a toxic or a narcissist person. Yeah, you definitely got to demagnetize. Edith said, I've been away from them for 1 year. Ooh, you're still young in the game. She said, I agree with you on that because mine was controlling, but I'm so glad I got out of that relationship. I know Ernestine, because if they don't control, they don't have any value. And when the narcissist is in a control relationship, they want to monitor who talk to you. They want to monitor where you go. They want to monitor how you spend your money. They want to monitor everything about you, everything, because they can never feel like they don't have control because you are hitting their personal pride. She said, they crushed my soul and I had to rebuild from ground zero. Yeah, I know you did. And see, with you, it was a training all of your life. It wasn't a relationship you just enter into. You had that susceptibility all of your life. You had to retrain your mind. You had to retrack your mind. You had to reprogram your mind, because that, from the initial family structure, were the only family structure you knew. And how you know something is wrong is when you get out among other people and their structure seems different. And you are like, what is this? She said, I have lived away since 2011. That's a good foundation to rebuild and to reestablish. Do you struggle to stay away? And I notice you're not going to the funeral. And this is part of it, right, Edith? MMXW say, I had a wonderful doctor that told me that if I didn't do them off, I would end up in a mental institution permanently. Now, that is enough to say goodbye. That is enough to say this is over. There is no way I'm going to let this happen. And you know what is good? As good, you didn't have children in the house that was subject to this kind of behavior. Can you imagine the stresses of a child that would be under this kind of abuse? That would be horrible. Because if you're feeling that, what do you think the child is feeling? So, how long has it been since you've been no contact, MMXW? How long has it been since you stayed away and you said, no, 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 no. No matter how you pull, no matter where you go, I am staying clear. Taravia says, my way of dealing with a narcissist now is not to block them. Now is not to block them from my phone. I will send them to voicemail. Oh, you probably need to block them since 2018. It's still early on, but that's a good foundational time basis where you can get some things together. Only thing about that, you are getting together your whole life because your whole life was influenced by them. That's all you knew your whole life. I'm glad you MMXW, that you have a good therapist that is familiar with a narcissist. And see, you can have therapists that is familiar with people with toxic ways. But a narcissist is different, because a narcissist don't see a reason to change. They see a reason for everybody else to change. A person who's toxic may actually see that something is wrong and they got a compassion where they want to change. MMXW say, and still in 2023, I was visiting the family, some flying monkey, and I could hear my mother saying that I'm evil, and I knew I was doing the right thing, staying away. Absolutely. She said, how can I be the evil one when she's the abuser? Because they don't see it. They don't see, remember, they blame shift. They don't take accountability. They don't take responsibility. They make you take accountability. They make you take responsibility. They make you look at the situation and point at yourself. Never them. It would never be their fault. And when you are a child and you've been blamed so long, thank God you was able to convince that all of that wasn't true. Because most people, don't have the ability to separate. My mother used to call me derivative names from 11. Oh my God. Yeah, that's why your therapist told you if you don't leave there, you will lose your mind. Because what is hard, what is really hard, is when you have a parent that's supposed to care and they don't care. That is difficult. That is real difficult. That is real hard. You see what I mean? And what you got to do is you have to go no contact when you're dealing with a narcissist. When you're living with them, that's difficult because every day there's a new release. Every day there's a new battle. Every day there's a new fight. And long as you're with them, it's hard to get victory. She said two parents that only do something when it benefits them. See, that we call that the choking environment. Because no matter where you turn, the life was choked out of you. You were drained, and it was just idiotic. The things that they imposed into your life. That's terrible. And that's why a child that grows up with a narcissist parent, if you think you got a narcissist husband, try having a narcissist parent. Where you're growing up with constant deprivation of emotions. They're constantly saying things about you. They're constantly talking about you. Fleas are jumping off on you and you trying not to be like them when all you've been exposed to was them. That is very difficult. That is very hard. That is very hard. MMXW say, a doctor told me that my family stole my entire life. I had to grieve that. Oh my God. Yeah, but you got a chance to get your life back. God will do that for you. You got a chance to revive. You got a chance to be resilient again. But you got to be long enough to peel back the layers. And see, you are peeling back the layers of life. And it's difficult because life is every day. You can't skip a week and go to healing. You have to go all day, every millisecond by millisecond. Teresa say, it's my mother, my brother, and one of my children. And I go straight for the narcissist injury. They say stuff that is not true in anything. She said, and I'm going to show you who I am. It ain't worth the energy, Teresa. Just go break contact. She said, I am no support system. You got us. MMW, you have us. She said, I met my covert narc and I knew he was sick. I left him after 1 year, 3 years ago. He is still trying to reach out. Of course, you was good supply, especially primary supply. They hate losing primary supply because that is supply like no other. That primary source. Oh my God. You see what I mean? Kathy, I need you to look at your phone. You see what I mean? So they're going to try to come back. Those are what you call hoovers. Come on. All right. Kathy. All right. Let me see. Edith says, I met my covert narcissist and I knew he was sick. after a year, that's good you were able to leave, because a lot of people stay for years and years and years. There is a spirit of persuasion that we talked about, and it's almost like being under a spell. It's being mesmerized by the narcissist. That no matter what you do, it's like you can't break away. And that's what we call trauma bond. And when you are trauma, you are bonded to that trauma, like a Stockholm syndrome. When they're bonded to the killer, he has every intentional intent of causing damage or even killing them. But they can't get away from him because of the charm. And a narcissist knows how to charm you. And that's why Edith, he's constantly reaching out. And what he's telling you is, I don't have supply like you provided me the supply. And I have to come to you because I don't have it. You see what I mean? So he's trying to get you back. That's a Hoover. And he will do everything in his power. He will recruit anybody to help him get you back. She says everything that you are talking about. She said complete chaos, not a moment of peace. They're always lying. They're always making things up. Imagine your own mother slandering. Wow. She said, imagine your own mother slandering you to people to cover the fact. Wow, I know. MMXW say that she's an abuser. Wow. See, that's what makes it so hard, because you know what? You think people going to believe that your mom did that? No, they're not. They're going to think somehow you were evil. They're going to think somehow you did it. They're going to think somehow you are covering it up. Taravia said, that's my whole family you're talking about. She said, they just love chaos. Yeah, that's true. Wow. Karen, you can clear that port. There you go. Thank you. Thank you, Kevin. Wow. Your whole family. Taravia, when you say your whole family, so you grew up like that. How old were you when you left home? How old were you when you left home? Because MMX stayed and tried to make it work. It didn't work. You're not going to work something out with a narcissist. That's not the way that works. Wow. Yeah, she going to cover up MMXW. She's not going to let people know that she is the abuser. Who she would cover is your dad. She said, I left at 19, but I didn't cut them off. Wow. See, that was the hard part, because it's family. And you know, we've been taught to take care of your family. We've been taught to love your mother and father. We've been taught to submit to them, no matter what they do. You take blame for their action. See, that I'm talking about from my mother to my cousins, it's in the family. Deep, they love talking smack about people, and I just stay away from them because I am the target of most of the time. Wow. So what they're telling you, you're the scapegoat. The scapegoat is a truth teller, so they get hit because the scapegoat have tried to please them, and it ain't working. Oh, woo. Y'all hearing my cat? Sound like he's saying hello, right? Wow. You know what, Teravia? It is really terrible when it's your family because you feel like they're the people that's supposed to undergird you. And it feels like everything has been pulled away from you when they do that. Wow, Teravia. Your cousins, that's a whole family. MSW say, I was giving my family a lot of financial help and get it threaded. Horrible. They're very ungrateful people. Oh yeah, you can't gift them. They'll eat up everything and won't even say thank you for it. When I was in a relationship the with the North, they took me away from my church family, but I'm back. And at my church family, and I'm so glad. Oh, so are we. And the only reason he take you from church so he can control you. Because with God, he will give you wisdom. He wants to be your God. She said, exactly. I used to bend over backward to make them like me. She said, and to do whatever they told me to do. And I still get talked about. Yeah. Because a scapegoat never get anything but problems and blame. And when they do want something, they butter you up, but they're never going to give you the love bomb treatment. They just going to butter you up enough to make you feel that you're a part and then throw you out on your feet again. That's what they do. Okay. Karen, thank you so much. She's on it tonight, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. The narcissist is going to impact you every way they can. They're going to make you feel less than what you are because really that's their feelings. And they're trying to transmit all that negativity to you. And they're trying to transmit all that hatred to you, all of that lack of empathy to you. And what they hoping you do is take those fleas and begin to do what they're doing. You cannot let their behavior become part of your life because they're miserable. Edith says, I got married, left home at 23. She said, I left home at 23. And I'm trying to read this. Okay. She said, now I understand I am 67, dealt with narcissists all my life. Oh my God, Edith. She said, yes, ma'am, I'm going through it right now. This is Teresa. She said, but I'm a little bit smarter. Just leave it alone. You're never going to please them, Teresa. You're never going to satisfy them. Leaving them alone is the best thing you've said. Because no matter how much you give them, they want more. Like MMXW said, they're never satisfied. Never. And like Ernestine said, they just want to take you away from all your support system. Once they get you away from their support system, they still hit you up because what they need to do is break you into submission. They're not going to give anything back. They're takers. They're not going to give anything back. They take, take, take. Did you hear me? They are not going to give anything back. They're going to keep taking it. Taravia, we have been together dealing with this for years, and I'm glad you're getting it. MMXW said, if you have a good heart, they're jealous of you even more. Because all of your goodness is what they're after. They want to transpose their bad behavior on you. And they want to take the bad behavior, the good behavior, from you. Because they can't produce it from their heart. Because their heart is evil. So they won't be able to produce it no matter how they try. And for you, it's easier. Because no matter what you do, you have sympathy and you have mercy. So you have the potential of feeling bad when you do wrong. They don't feel anything. Can you imagine a person doing you bad and they don't feel anything? They feel nothing. They feel no regret. They don't understand your pain and don't even care about it. Edith said they are transferring all that negative energy. Yes, ma'am. And they want you to walk in it. Because once you start acting like them, 9 times out of 10, you're getting ready to get discarded. My narcissist ex would mark me. Then I realized he wanted me to be evil like him. Because they need a reaction. When a narcissist does something like that, they're fiending for a reaction. And when you don't feed them and you starve them, because that's like a gray rock. When they want their response and you don't give it to them, they are not fed, they're starving. Submission, I don't do well. She said, and I can't do that with my family. That is just the death of a person. If I submit, it is worse. It's the worst thing I can ever do. Yes, ma'am. Because once you submit, you have to do it again. And if you submit, they think you like it. She said they continue to move the goalposts. See, that's why I told you they don't respect boundaries. I had people praying for me. Absolutely. When you're with a narcissist, because they see it. And they can see what it requires. They can see what it takes. They can see you slowly losing yourself. Over and over again. Taravia said, I remember what I had to go through growing up. I can only imagine. I met the narcissist after I left home. I didn't meet the narcissist while I was home. And if I did, I didn't recognize them until after I left home. After I started meeting strange people with strange behavior, the things I would feel bad for, it wouldn't bother them. They had no conscience, they were hurting people. They hurt people and they could sleep like nothing happened. When I hurt people, I felt really, really bad, really condemned. And I couldn't figure out why they didn't. Why didn't they hurt? Why didn't they feel sorry? It was hard for me to register in my mind. And like Edith was saying, they want to transfer that negative energy because we are bothered when we do wrong and they are not. She said, today, she said, I can recognize it. Yeah. Absolutely. Y'all, we are 20 minutes in. We have 20 minutes. Boy, this room went by so fast. You know, when you are going through and you have to legislate for your own self, that can be quite tremendous. She said, today I can recognize evil people and I stay away. See, MMSW, that's me. If I know that you're not going to benefit me, all you're going to do is take, and drain me, no, ma'am. No, sir. I am not going to be a willing participant of that. I'm not going to drain myself and kill myself and not get nothing for it. What do you mean, nothing for it? A relationship is supposed to be mutual. You give a little, and I give a little. But when one person is giving everything, and that's you giving to the narcissist, she said, I think my sister, mother that died, hate me because in all they did, I am the most well out of the 7 children. Wow. Wow. And you know what that is? Jealousy. The Bible said jealousy is cruel as the grave. Jealousy is something else to deal with. When you know a person is jealous and you would do anything for them, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Jealousy is a mockery because jealousy will set you up to be trapped. Jealousy will set you up to say the wrong thing at the wrong time for the right people to hear you. Jealousy will make you lay down when you should be standing up. Jealousy. And jealousy is something else to deal with, y'all. You can't be around a jealous person and not feel the effects of it. You cannot. You cannot. Jealousy is as cruel as the grave. When you're with a narcissist and they're not going to change, they have no intention of changing. Edith said, I think my sister's mother died, hate me because in all they did, I am the most well of 7 children. Wow. See, that's the favor of God. Edith, that's the favor of God. Taravia said, talk about that a little bit more, about the jealousy of people, because I'm not sure what it feels like. I sure will. Jealousy feels like when you do good things, they always got something to say. When you get a promotion, they always talk against you. When you look good, they're going to tell you you don't. But they're going to do it in a subtle way. Like, that dress don't quite fit you. I think you got a little bit too much hips for the dress. Ain't nothing wrong with your dress. I don't particularly like those shoes. Well, I didn't wear them for you. I wore them for me. Well, I think you should. Everything they got something to say about. Edith says, my family put me in jail. And everyone went home. My cousin got me out. And to this day, they hate her for it. Oh my God. Yeah, you're the scapegoat. She said, that's how I feel in my life. Wow. I'm attacked often and it's overwhelming. I lean on God for strength. Wow. Sandy, I am here with you, Apostle, Helen, and friends from Cambridgeshire, UK. Thank you for being all the way from England and spending this time with us. We are so glad you are here. And we pray that what we send is a real blessing to you, because it's a blessing to us, the different things that are said. And if you don't pamper yourself, nobody will. If you don't use the wisdom that God has blessed you with, nobody will. It's time that you recognize who you are and who God has made you to be. Wow. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that something to think about? You got to put back into you. You have to pour back into you. Because nobody can do it like you. And you have to recognize who you are. You have to recognize, I don't have to be like this anymore. This relationship is not a requirement. Me living is a requirement. This relationship can go down. Who's not going to go down is me. Sandy Lee, thank you most timely at how to show these things with, with people about your family. I haven't been able to tell people dating. Wow. Maybe it would be in the best interest of the family if you don't, until you can position yourself where you're free to talk about things and to tell things. And once you're free to tell it, I think you need to get where you tell it all. Just release it. Wow. Isn't that something? You have to build your momentum. When you know people are hurting you, don't stay there. When you know people are hurting your children, don't stay there. Whether it's family or enemy. She said, I understand the spiritual side of words and going through the actual thing, because I just used to overlook what people did to me. She said, and it's a little bit difficult for me because it's different when it's your family. Of course it is. Because these are the people that's supposed to love you, the people that's supposed to care about you, the people that is going to honor you. But sometimes those are your worst nightmares because they have access to you that other folk don't have accessibility to you. They know things about you that other folks don't know about you. And you can help them all you want. It would never be enough. Taravia said, physically disabled, and people used to that against you. So it's hard for me to tell when they are being nasty and when they are being mean, when they need to be nasty. Let me tell you something. You'll know, trust your gut. You'll know when people trying to do stuff to you and it doesn't feel right. And they try to make it feel right. It don't feel right because it's wrong. That's why. Ernestine said, amen. When it don't feel right, don't keep going like it is right. It doesn't feel right. Something is wrong. Cluster B said, if you've been abused, the National Domestic Violence Hotline, 1-800-799-7233 or 1-800-799-SAFE, SAFE, 1-800-799-SAFE. She said, get the local domestic violence advocate. We never tolerate physical abuse. Are you hearing me? Never tolerate physical abuse. Once you get hit, it doesn't stop. It keeps on going. MMXW say, I recently took a step back. 2 friends, because they were talking to me. They were saying little slick, nasty things about the things I was saying. So you're right. You get that feeling. Absolutely. Sandy said, I was in a dance group and all of the women are ignoring me, gossiping, abstracting, jealousy. Someone is not right. Something is not right. Yep. Edith said, jealousy is when you go home to visit your niece. Sage, you know says you. I don't know you. Don't dress like that every day. Wow. Teravia said, I'm talking about when you're disabled. M1. She said, and people use that against you. It's really hard to know who's for you and who's not against you. Trust your gut feeling. She said, they want me out. Should I leave or confront them? Call it out. Oh my God. Don't ever stay where you're not wanted because you're going to get abused. Don't ever stay where you're not wanted. If you got friends to go to, you should go to friends, because if they want you out, you either walk out or they get you out. And I would rather walk out, because you can't trust nothing they're doing in the house. You can't eat behind them. You can't sleep behind them. Because they're letting you know they don't want you there. Sandy, if they want you out, get out. You say, I don't have nowhere to go. Pray. Ask God to open up the door. I promise you he will. You know what I mean? Trust your gut. Trust your gut. Get out. They want you out. Get out. Because it could be your opportunity. And when it's hard, do it anyway. Because remember, that trauma bond's going to keep you there. I know apostle people in America don't really want to deal with the actual terms of abuse. But it doesn't matter. We know it, and we are going to deal with it. She said, thank you, Apostle Helen. So I will walk out. But I didn't want them to win. I will pray. Thanks a million. Yeah, they don't win. When you leave, they don't win. And you leaving don't give them the victory. It gives you the victory. Because what you're saying is, I'm not going to let you destroy me. Not going to do it. Isn't that interesting? And sometimes it's the people you do the most for in your family. Look, narcissists can be very influential. Their persuasion can go to every part of our body, our mind, but we're still determined to not allow nothing to stop us, to allow nothing to hinder us. Does that make sense? So when you go home, eat it. MMXW. What you say is, thank you, but no thank you. I have Jesus, and I don't need all this. She said, thank you, Apostle, so I will walk out. She said, but I don't want them to win. They won't win. They'll win if you stay, because you can get broken up in that place. You don't want to break your heart, break your emotion, break your mind. It was hard to get it together again. She said, I was meant to join you today. I trust you had sage wisdom. God want to do some things for you. Just let him. Ernestine, amen. Let God do it. Don't let him win. Don't let him prevail. When we get off this program, you build yourself up. Just think about it. Build yourself up. Because you don't know when you're going to need it. You don't know how he's going to show up. You don't know when you're going to have to step in to make some wise choices. Because the narcissists always have influence. and you can make impact. Come on. We have to be grateful for what God has done. And He's constantly doing things to build you, to strengthen you, because He wants you to be the best and present the best. Trust God in spite of everything that happened. She said, I left home in 2011 and I'm doing well. Good will always find a way for you. Absolutely. Absolutely. This has been an awesome, awesome time. Terravia said, that makes perfect sense, ma'am. Oh, God bless you. Let's build ourselves up. Let's make decisions that's going to be a blessing, and some tough decision is still a blessing. Let me know what state you are in. If you are free, Randy, MMXW says, Apostle, what advice would you give me? My depression is bad some days, and I'm thankful to be free of my family. I will get some peanut butter. I will get a loaf of bread. I will get a knife and a bottle of a case of water. Anytime you feel bad, I will make up a homeless person a peanut butter sandwich, bottled water, and give them a napkin. And this is what you build. And you keep building them. And the hungrier they get, build them by serving them. Because when you do that, it takes your mind off the situation. Take your mind off. Y'all, we got exactly 1 minute left. I want to appreciate you all for joining me. The influence of the narcissist. Edith said my family would just invite me to visit, to start paying all over again. It makes them feel good. So she said, Apostle, what advice would you give me? My depression is bad someday. I'm grateful to be, I will serve others that can't give back to me. You'll be amazed, MMXW, how they just take your mind off of things. That's all you got to do. Just serve a couple of people every other day or a day. I'm going to do this to people who can't give back to me. You're going to feel so wonderful. And most of them are so grateful. Does that make sense? All right, y'all. My time is up. I want you to meet me next week. Fantabulous Bible study. And then I want you to meet me right here on YouTube. Make sure if you have not subscribed, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like and share the page. Thank you so much, Karen, for joining us and being my moderator. I really appreciate you. MMSW said, I'm on the right path then because I do feel a homeless look for God. Amen. Thank you so much. Cause to be free said, thanks everyone. Sandy said, thank you. I love you all. And I'm looking to see you next week. God bless you. And join me on next Wednesday right after Fantabulous Bible study. God bless you.